it's lunchtime and I'm taking care of all that, and then I remembered, oh yeah, I was going to show everybody what we're having for meals this week. This is going to make us about 3 meals. So for $5 I'm going to get 3 meals worth of 7, so 21 servings for $5. I found this at the Amish salvage store, but I know that like Walmart has them. I think Big Lots is where I used to get them back in California. And it was roughly about the same price. Anyway, so this one has just different whole grains. It's pretty easy to make. It's kind of like a grits. Anyway, kids really like it. I have, again, enough here for about 1 more breakfast, and here is the leftovers. So I think I'm going to make this tomorrow and then kind of mix this in so that there would be enough for everybody. Actually, we only have 6 here right now, so this would make 18 for $5. My husband hasn't been getting any. And I know if I left this out, that would be eaten as a snack. Kids would just pick it up, eat it with a little milk and honey. That's kind of how we typically eat it anyways. But I want to get a whole nother meal out of this. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's what's for breakfast. I can't do this one-handed. And for lunch, I pulled this out of the freezer. I made this a while ago. I don't know if you remember me telling you that when I made one for breakfast, I made another batch to put in my freezer. Took it out. So we're going to have tuna cakes with some cucumbers, and I have 1 box of mac and cheese left. So I'm going to make it up and serve it on the side with the cucumbers. And that will be what's for lunch. And that's what was for breakfast. Hiding in the other room because my daughter has an online math lesson right now. Anyway, remember how I bought 3 of these? An extra one to make 2 boxes when my sisters were here for my daughter's birthday. Well, we ended up making enough for 12 to 16 pancakes, and so there was still a whole nother one left, and so I ended up making a whole box plus the one cup mix. So basically I quadrupled and used up both of these, which made exactly enough for my one sister that's here, and basically I have enough here for 7 for 1 meal. So I know that quadrupling this batch gives us enough for 7. Now, if I just had 1 box, I would have said, okay, the older ones only get 2 pancakes instead of 3, but I have growing kids, and so I made 3 for them, and then I'll serve this with either some yogurt or some eggs. So this is all ready. It's the stuff that we didn't eat on my daughter's birthday because my siblings came and had their own breakfast. So this is all done, and I'm just going to put it in the fridge and have it all ready for when we have it for breakfast. And for dinner tonight, we are having tacos. And pepper jack cheese. I just pulled those pancakes out of the freezer. My daughter made a smoothie and we served it with some eggs. I was canning today, and so I was kind of pulling out whatever I could find. So we had some apple butter, some milk, a bar, some cheese, and that was what we did for lunch today because it was a really crazy day with canning and all that. But I made up for it at dinner. There is some pork chops here with some gravy on it, some beets, a salad, some of the last of the zucchini, and then twice baked cauliflower. It was delicious. There wasn't much left. There's a little bit of the zucchini left. That is the twice baked cauliflower. I will leave that recipe down below because it is a favorite of ours. There is the bones, and I'm going to put them in the Instapot with some white beans and put that into the freezer, and that's what's left. And then for breakfast, my sister had made us these muffins. They were a really good cinnamon sugar muffins. I'll see if I can find the recipe. And for lunch, we just did leftovers. This is the hamburger soup. And then next to it is a casserole that did not turn out. I was trying to use up lima beans, and I had found this lima or Greek lima bean meal. It did not turn out very good. And then for dinner, we just did bratwurst with these rolls. I grilled some onions, there's some zucchini, and then a little bit of that twice baked cauliflower, and then we like to top it with ketchup and sauerkraut. So this is what's left of breakfast this morning. I made the egg bake that I have done a video for on my channel. For lunch, we went to Pizza Hut, courtesy of my mom. My sister's last day is with us, so we did Pizza Hut as kind of a farewell lunch. And then for dinner, I just made one pan enchilada. It's a recipe from number 2 pencil. I'll make it down below. And we just top it off with some cheese. And that's what's for dinner. Saturday and Sunday was a mixture of a lot of leftovers and just finding whatever we could in the fridge. I really don't have any footage to share with you, but here is lunch Monday. For breakfast, we had some French toast. I actually shared that in a day in the life. And here is some tomato soup. I am using Pepper and Pines tomato soup. It is delicious and we love it so much. So for breakfast this morning, we are finishing up this. A little bit of maple syrup, a little bit of milk. That's just for breakfast. So for lunch today, I made the sausage links, the Italian sausage, and I just cooked them, sliced them, and they are on top of rice. A 2-pound bag was 4 cups of rice, and so I cooked the whole thing because then tomorrow we'll just have fried rice for lunch. And so here is my bowl. I just have some pesto on top of my rice, and here are some of the kids. So I put some pesto on the rice, topped it with the sausage and some sauerkraut, and kids can do that if they want. I have one kid that doesn't, so hers is just rice and sausage. Here's some cut up bell peppers. Here's my toddler's. He wanted a little pesto on his sausage and rice, and then they can put sauerkraut if they want or not. The older ones are finishing up some schoolwork, and we're just gonna take a couple. I only take a couple so there's more for the kids. So there's for lunch today. That's what we're gonna have. And here's what's for dinner. I cooked up the fish, so we're gonna have fish tacos. I only had about half an avocado left, so I put that in here with the rest of one of the bottles of ranch, and some sour cream and some green onion and about 2 tablespoons of cilantro and some lemon juice. And I just sprinkled that over the top. We have some green beans from the Trader Joe's. And then I cut up half of that butternut squash and put it right here. And that's what's for dinner for 6 of us. And then the one that doesn't like fish is going to have the leftover tomato soup, also with the butternut squash and green beans, because that's her favorite. So I completely forgot to film what we have for breakfast, but we finished up the last of the granola, and also had like cottage cheese with that homemade applesauce on top. So we had that for breakfast. Lunch was also a success. We ate about 4 cups of fried rice. So all it was in here was rice, a bag of mixed vegetables, some leftover taco meat we had, and about 4 eggs, and I scrambled it and put it on here with some liquid aminos or soy sauce, and that was what was for lunch. So 2 successful meals completed. For dinner today, I just pulled out some of the meatballs and cooked them up for spaghetti. Spaghetti is not my husband's favorite, so I tried to doctor it up as much as I can with some pesto. Added a little bit of artichoke paste to the side, Put some fresh Parmesan cheese, and the spinach was cooked in bacon fat, and it was delicious, and he loved it so much. So we'll make that again. Today is a birthday, so we have our birthday pancakes. Remember the mix that we got from the discount Amish salvage store. Anyway, I made these up, the whole box. That's about all it makes. It's gonna be about 2 per person. Maybe the older ones can get 3. And then we have a plate of bacon. And that's what's for breakfast. Today I'm going to be using that leftover lasagna noodles that I kept saying was irritating me. And there's going to be enough for a 8x8. So I'm just going to kind of prep it ahead so that tomorrow I'll have it all ready after piano lessons. So I'm just following, this is the gluten-free, this is the oven-ready, and there is some instructions on the back. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use some of this. And I don't know about you, but lasagna always just really makes me nervous. I keep thinking that it's going to be more work than it's been so far. So this just says to salt and pepper some ricotta cheese. Again, I told you in my Shelftober kind of letting you know, I have a ton of cottage cheese, so we're just going to use cottage cheese. This is an extra brand new one. I used up what I had in the fridge first, so I'm going to do that. And then it says to put some of this down on the bottom, so I'm going to do that. I just decided I would share this with you because, I don't know, like I said, lasagna always just kind of makes me a little nervous. So let's kind of work on this together. There is instructions on what to do if you're going to make it ahead. The instructions are for a 9x13, and I'm just adapting it to this one because I don't have a full box here. So I sprayed my pan with some nonstick, put some sauce on the bottom. This is a cup, but I'm just eyeballing it. And then it says place 4 sheets. This is going to end up being about 2, I think. The pan I really wanted, which is like a narrow and longer one, I have it on loan right now. In the microwave, I just lightly cooked this. I put it on for 2 minutes. It's still kind of frozen and cold, but it's easier to maneuver or manipulate or whatever the word is that I want, so I can lay it on here as well. So I have that. So after this, we're gonna put, it's also supposed to have cheese, and I don't have any cheese, so we're gonna, again, just kind of make this really work. I do have some cheese, excuse me. I don't have any mozzarella cheese. But I have a mixture of all these cheeses. I have some pepper jack, I have some cheddar, and I have some more cheddar. So we're just gonna make this work. It says a little bit more sauce. Honestly, this looks like a lot of sauce. So I'm not going to do too much more. Again, there's plenty on the bottom. So we'll add some of this. Last night we made, yesterday for lunch we made fried rice. And in the fried rice I had just a little bit, like I don't know, half a cup left of some taco meat. And I ended up putting that in the fried rice, but this would have been really good if I had any extra to put in here. So then we're going to add some of this. I'm going to probably go a little heavier on the cottage cheese since this will be my protein. So I have some of this. Definitely going to need some more of the cottage cheese. We're going to top with some of this spinach. I don't know about you, but I love spinach in a lasagna. It also makes my hands look gorgeous. It's a new color street. Again, it's not completely cooked, and that's exactly the way I want it. I don't want it cooked all the way. I just want it enough to be able to put it on here. Okay, and then it says a little bit of cheese, so I'm actually going to go like this. I'm going to do a layer of cheddar. because the cheese is really what's going to help kind of hold it, bind it together. We'll do some of that. And that's why the mozzarella is really good to do this with, because mozzarella is just very stringy. Okay, I know I'm all out of Parmesan, but Parmesan would have been fantastic. Okay, I went this way last time. I want to go this way this time. So it says it should get 3 layers. Let's see. Should be one more. I'm going to get actually a couple more. So with this one, I hate having one left. I'm going to go like this. There we go. All right, and then we're going to add some sauce. Try not to break the pan. I think it needs a little bit of seasoning, so I'm going to put a little oregano here. And this is why I'm not worried at all that the 8x8 will not be enough. This is layered up, baby. And I forgot the spinach. Oh well. Out everything I can. Okay, this says to bake it at, put it in the refrigerator, and then the next day put foil on the top, bake at 425 for 50 minutes. Remove the foil and bake another 20 minutes. So this is going to need over an hour to cook. So I'm really glad I kind of got this all prepped. As soon as my piano teacher arrives, I'll just pop it into the oven. And then by the time she's all done, we should be about ready. Serve it with some broccoli. And I'm going to have lunch all prepared tomorrow on a crazy busy day. And I wanted to show how easy it was to make a lasagna. There is definitely a thicker layer on here than it shows on here, but that's okay. We're just going to use it all up. If I'd been prepared, this would have been a really good dish for my son for his birthday, but you're going to see that next, what I made for lunch today for everybody. Okay, this is what I made for lunch. I had those meatballs that you can find at the Dollar General in the freezer. And then we had 4 potatoes left, so I just cooked some potatoes, made some mashed potatoes. And then for our greens, we have the last 2 bell peppers. And that's what's going to be for lunch. In trying to do Shelftober, I decided to make this blueberry cheesecake coffee cake. I think that's what it's called. That's always what I called it. And it is something that I love making. It was a Trim Healthy Mama recipe, and so I would make it often way back when I was really consistent with Trim Healthy Mama. And it is my son's birthday today, and I don't really have anything else to make him, and so I was really grateful that I had all this stuff available to do this for his birthday. So we're supposed to add vanilla about now. I'm all out, so there's gonna be no vanilla in this, and that makes my heart so sad. Also, with this recipe, it was one that I did a lot when I did Trim Healthy Mama, and I don't have any swerve either, so I just use powdered sugar that we have that I want to use up. Again, another thing that my sister got when she was here to make certain things, and it's time to use it all. It's time to use this all up. So, back at it. I have a really fun girlfriend. We did Trim Healthy Mama together, and we still like to try to eat low carb, and so she sent me this awesome package as a fun treat. So, thanks, girl. And then for his birthday dinner, we just made stroganoff, one-pan stroganoff by Darn Delicious, I believe. I will leave it linked down below. I don't actually remember which recipe I ended up using, but it was so good. I've made it several times, and it's still a family favorite. There is the cake, and it turned out amazing, except for the fact that I used baking soda instead of baking powder. Gotta read the directions a little more carefully next time.
So good. I have to have a second one.
I'm glad you like it, buddy. I'm going to do a little meal prep right now. I have some chicken going tonight, but I still had enough of the chicken chest left over that I wanted to just get it cut up for now. This is a gluten-free alternative. It's liquid aminos, and it's a soy sauce, but it doesn't have the wheat in it that most soy sauce does. Anyway, I'm just going to put this homemade teriyaki dish together. I'm making a homemade teriyaki right here, and we're just going to let the chicken soak in it overnight, and it makes a fantastic meal the next day. Dinner tonight we are having white chicken chili. I wrote a recipe down in a notebook that I had, but I don't know where to give it credit for or to whom, but it was really good. The only thing I forgot is I picked up some green chilies to add to this, and it really needed it, so I will leave the recipe down below because it was really good. And then I just served it with some homemade cornbread muffins. Thank you for watching my video. You say thank you for watching? Click subscribe. You just want to say bye? Are you being a silly boy? Uh-huh. Okay. Alright, so I think this is going to be lunch. For breakfast, it was there's some bananas in the fridge. There was some granola bars that everybody ate. Just kind of a slow going this morning. It is Saturday, but it is the Saturday my husband worked, and my day just gets a little thrown off. The boys also had like a camp out last night, and so we were trying to get all that put away. Sheets needed to be washed. Somebody had an accident. Anyway, all that to say, breakfast is now lunch, and breakfast was just kind of fend for yourselves, which that's fine. Hello.
I didn't get a bar.
You didn't get a bar? I'm sorry. Well, we have lunch right here. We're going to make breakfast burritos. I pulled out these that I got from Trader Joe's. I showed you in a video. But I pulled out both because I'm going to make the other 6 for my husband to take with him on his trip that he's going to be making. And then this way they can save some money. So I have scrambled up about 18 eggs and maybe like a 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. That's all that was left of that heavy whipping cream, and I just put it in here. And then in here is about 3 pounds of pork sausage. I had a link, or a big old roll. I think it was given to me. I don't remember. Let's not play with that. Anyway, so I cooked it all up, and we're just going to make some simple breakfast burritos for you guys to have for lunch. Yay! You want to move this and go sit down so you can eat? I'm going to make this for breakfast and lunch, and then I'll make another batch so that my husband can take it with him this next week. Okay, that's what's left. I have 6 burritos in these containers for my husband to take. We had it for lunch. I wanted to give a little review on these. They're really hard to make breakfast burritos with. They're very gluey and very chewy. So, I mean, it's fine. I think I would have preferred to like have breakfast bowls instead, and I am gonna, since there is a little bit left, I am gonna make a breakfast bowl for my husband. I can just take some of the sausage, take some of those eggs, and then I have a little bit of these hash browns here. I used to buy a lot of those. I have a kid doing dishes. We used to buy a lot of those when we first came here because we were down in the basement, and all we had was a microwave. We didn't really have any way to cook, and so those were from Walmart, and I think it's going to be really simple to make. So I'm just going to put in, I'm using these plastic things because if for some reason they get left behind, it's not like my really good Pyrex ones. But I'm just gonna put a little bit of those the potatoes down here, top it with some egg, top it with a little sausage, top it with a little cheese, and then cover it. And then he'll have 3 days worth of breakfast. No, he will not eat 3 burritos, but he will be with his brother, who is also a pastor, and our pastor from our church. And so there's 2 days worth of breakfast, and then he'll just have one for the 3rd day. Most likely the morning. He'll just get up pop this in. He might even have to eat it on the road. That's fine. But I just want it prepared for him. So, again, just a little update on what we thought of these. They were okay. Not necessarily amazing, in my opinion. But honestly, with gluten-free tortillas, I have yet to find a good gluten-free tortilla that just works as well as flour. So anyway, that's going to be it for this meal and some meal prep. Okay, I'm back because I wanted to show what I'm going to do with the rest of this sausage. So I have 2 containers here that I portioned out about as much as I think we would need for egg roll in a bowl. I could easily add a little bit more, but I'm going to try to get as much as I can out of this pork, out of this meat. So I have 2 containers here for egg roll in a bowl. And I'll just put these in the freezer. I did it this way because 1 head of cabbage, if I get a large enough head, which I typically do, 1 head makes enough for 2 meals. So this will be really good. I'll put this aside for egg roll in a bowl. I usually use the Italian, the turkey Italian sausage, but we'll just use this because we have it. And then I have this left over, and so I was thinking for breakfast tomorrow, because it's Sunday, and again, Sundays are crazy. We have to get out of the door quickly as possible. I've been watching YouTube while working in here, and I was watching General Stewart's video, large family breakfast meal that she's making, and she did, it was coincidental, but she also did those things that I made, the little, I don't even know what to call it. I think she put gravy over hers. But this breakfast bowl thing, and I have in here I have all of this gravy from the pork chops that we made. And I was thinking I'll just go ahead and make that for breakfast tomorrow. I'll cook up some more eggs. I have another dozen eggs here. I'll cook up some eggs. I have the sausage. I have this gravy, and I have those potatoes in there, and I have some cheese. And I'm just going to make it up, and then all we have to do is portion it out into the bowls in the morning. And then some kids can be eating while others are getting ready for church, and then vice versa. It should be pretty simple and easy for us to just eat it and go. So I think that's what I'm going to do with this leftover sausage here. And actually, I think I'm going to take about another spoonful out of each and put it in here, because between the sausage and the eggs, we're not going to need that much protein. And then again, just kind of make the sausage stretch a little further. So that's what I think I'm going to do. I'll show you what it looks like afterwards, and then down below, I'll link that video I was watching of General Stewart for y'all if you guys want some like inspirational videos. I think she's cooking one of her mega packs that she sells. So I just wanted to share that with you. Okay, so here is that recipe that I did, and I'm just going to try a little bite. I cooked the potatoes in some bacon grease, and I would not have done that, hindsight, because the gravy here is very salty. And I think it would have been better just in a little bit of olive oil. So I cooked it in my skillet, and then I cooked up a dozen eggs, put it on top with the sausage. So as you can see, we have like really high salt dish going on, and then I drizzled that gravy over it and then sprinkled it with some cheese. It looks like there's more cheese on here than there really is. It's about 3/4 of a cup of cheese. Isn't that crazy how much it looks like? But I just wanted to taste and see like how salty it is. The eggs are cooked, and that's actually a concern of mine, is because reheating eggs isn't always the tastiest. But that is very good. Oh my goodness. Definitely a little saltier than I would have liked, but very delicious. So I'm just sharing this with you because this would be a really easy breakfast thing to do, especially if you have like extra sausage. I don't know if you really need the sausage, but like I said, I had some gravy I wanted to use up, and I had the potatoes, just cooked up a dozen eggs, put the sausage in, put the gravy over the sausage, potatoes, eggs, pour the gravy over, and then just did some cheese on top, and then I went and cover it, put it in the fridge, And then tomorrow morning we can just scoop out enough, put it in the microwave for about a minute, and then eat and go. So if you need like a quick and simple recipe, I think this took about 10 minutes for me to put together, and that's including the potatoes. While the potatoes were cooking, I was beating up the eggs. The sausage was already done. The gravy was already done. Just using up leftovers. So just thought I'd share that meal, or this with you. Okay, for tonight I made the chicken teriyaki that you saw me meal prep. We are serving it over basmati rice, and I made enough basmati rice so that later this week I can also do either a jambalaya or a fried rice. Usually I put 2 bags of vegetables in there, but I'm trying to just make it last a little bit longer. So this is dinner tonight. We have granola made, so that'll be nice to just have it done. Breakfast is not my thing. I'm just not awake enough to do good meals in the morning, so I'm really thankful to have some granola made. It's cooling down. And then I'm actually just going to close out the meals here and just share with you what we're going to do for Sunday. Sunday is always leftover day. You saw me make the breakfast bowl thing that we're going to have tomorrow morning. For lunch, we're going to have the leftover white chicken chili. And then for dinner, oh, there's that one that I made a little bit earlier. I was like, wait a minute, that's what this is. And then right here is a Mexican lasagna that I had meal prepped a couple of nights ago when I did all of that ground turkey. I have done a video on this. I'll leave it linked down below. But I just meal prepped it that night while I had all the ground turkey and everything, so that I could just have this ready on Sunday, because again, Sundays are my really busy work days. I've got stuff that I have to plan ahead. I try to do all my video editing. I have school that I prep and send, so all of that is just ready for tomorrow. So that's going to be the meals for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment down below if you found this video helpful to you, and if you would like to see anything else, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.